who all were there to join my yesterday's live sessions. So I just launched my podcast whose name is Engineers 4.0. So I'm creating something for next generation for engineers which will help to create quality engineers. So we saw that the quality of engineers is degrading day by day, right? So in last month, actually, I uploaded a video saying that why engineers have become a joke, right? So if you go and watch my any of the social media platform, you will get that. I guess it is not there on LinkedIn. I posted on my FB and Instagram. So I mentioned what are the things what needs to be improved, and I mentioned about internships and all that are very important to do that. But still, there are few points. Still there are yeah, it's quite. It is pain actually. As an engineer, I feel it's really offensive. Like if when in all the in all the times when people talks about engineers, so I don't like that, right? So you can't. So I also wanted to highlight the people who think just like that. It's system and marks are important. So I'll be talking about a lot more things. What needs to be changed? What all things that you need to do as an engineer, as a student, and what all things that system needs to do. Okay. So my whole agenda is to solve this problem. So we don't. I don't want. I see when I see the pain that engineers are passing out and they're working on the salary of 10,000 and all. So that's really that touches me here in heart. It hurts, right? So I don't want to do that. So you can furnish the process, right? So there are a lot of things that you can do as a normal engineer or as a normal BTech student as well. So just keep eye on my Engineers 4.2, where I'll be also interviewing a lot of people who are already in industry and will be taking their views, what they have to say about this. Will they agree to help us to grow this all the thing which I'm building? Let's see how it goes. It's all about engineers, so I would be expecting huge response from your side as well. Okay, so it's already 6:13. Let's go and finish our thing, which is objects and classes, and then we'll move towards the next step. Is that okay? Yeah, perfect. We have Payal, Kalyani, Kajol, Tanya is saying yes, Abhishek is saying yes, Abhinandan is saying yes. Yeah, perfect. So with this, let me share my screen. So I have my presentation ready over here, and just quickly let me share. Yeah, so now this is giving me a right view. So before that, I was just looking at screen and it's for just me. Now I can see all of you who all are there, who are means so chat and all everything is open in a parallel. So right still I'm learning. So who all are there in yesterday's AI masterclass? Do you have anybody from this group who were present for AI masterclass? Okay, Kalani was there, Vaishnavi was there. Who else? Lakshmi was there, Kajal was there, Abhinandan for some time. Okay. Okay, only 5 students? Okay, perfect. The rest of her having their own. Okay, Nandani was also there. I didn't saw you, Nandani. Okay, fine, but it is not like you need to learn only AI. AI is training, of course. You will get a lot of job opportunities, of course, but there are a lot more other fields. So you have to find your niche. You have to find your sweet spot. That's what I told yesterday in yesterday live. How to find that and all those things I shared. If you don't saw that, go and watch it. It will be available till 7:30 tonight. So just go and watch it, or I guess 7 o'clock. I started at 7, so at the end of this session you will not be you will not able to see that. Go and watch it on my Facebook. It will be there on Facebook. It will be there for lifetime. Okay, so that's why actually I started doing lives on Insta, but then I got to know that Insta lives are unavailable after 24 hours, right? So what about my data, the knowledge I'm sharing? It should be preserved, right? So that's why I started doing live on Facebook as well as Insta. So both on at the same time on both platforms. So that is a new thing again. So I am learner. So I mentioned it over there as well. Okay, fine. So what is OOPS first? Okay. So so we covered a lot of things till now. Till now, this is day 14. Till now, we have covered a lot of things about Python. We saw all the basic things required to start programming in Python, right? So we learn how to program in Python, right? But right now, it's time to move forward. It's time to move ahead in the game, and it's time to learn some advanced concepts, and that is this is very only first thing which is which will be there, but there are a lot many advanced concepts in Python. We'll not be able to focus on each and everything in this particular training, but we'll see what all things that we cover. Okay, so what is OOPS? What is object oriented programming? Okay, so that's why I told you I'm going to ask you what is OOPS, but again you guys will reply like it's object oriented program. That's like clear. So it's object oriented programming. So what do you know about it? Yes, so what is object oriented programming, guys? Do you have any basic idea? Those who are familiar with another programming languages, C, C++ and all? Yes, any? Okay, I haven't seen any response in the chat box. Do you have anybody? If yes, say yes. If no, say no. I'll get to know at least who all are aware about object-oriented programming and who all are not. Okay. Method to design project, class, and objects. Abhishek doesn't know anything. Objects are something which have some property. Okay. Okay, object-oriented programming. Okay, oops, means focus not on process but on objects. Okay, I have some different opinion about that. So that's whatever you mentioned, Kalani, it's right. What else? What else you learn from? So you might be so those who are from computer background, they might have learned these OOPS concepts in Java, right, or C, C++, right? So, but since they are there in Python, so I'm going to cover it from no, object-oriented program will be same in all the programming languages. So it's concept. It's not limited to only one programming language or the other, right? It's a concept, right? Oops, totally based on real-time scenarios, right? Mostly. Okay, so let's go and let's check. Yeah, we are going to take this example. Don't worry. So I love car. I am going to take the example. Not car. So we'll play with bike or we'll play with bicycle. Whatever suits you or whatever will the audience call. We'll play with either of them, either three of them. Okay, so with this, let's move forward. And what is OOPS? OOPS does not tell you how to program. Okay, so what I mean by that, OOPS does not tell you about how to program. It means right now, till yesterday, till last week, whatever we learned in those 3 weeks is how to program, how to write a program in Python, right? How to do program, that's what we learned. But object-oriented programming is not about how to program, right? But then what it is about? Yes. Now again, it's ball is in your court. It's question to you. Then what is about? It's about design. Okay. Methodology. Okay. Design methodology is the proper word actually. Giving structure. Okay. See, when I'm asking you guys identifying features, perfect Vaishnavi. When I'm asking, you guys are thinking, right? So your thought process is revolving around the question which I asked. So I do it every now and then. I like this thing because until unless you do not think, you will not understand. Okay, so that's why I want every time wherever I go, I ask a lot of questions and I make all the participants, all the students to think. This is going to help you a lot. I'm sure it is helping a lot to other students, so it is going to help you as well. Okay, so what is this object-oriented programming? So as I mentioned, it is not about how to program, but it is about, it tells you how to think about the design of your software. About it is about thinking. It is about the design, as Nandini mentioned. It is about thinking and it is about design. So what do I mean by that? Again, so this is again very technical things, right? So it is not about program that I understood, but it is about design. It is about thinking. But what do I have to think? What do I have to design, right? So that question again starts. So when I remember when I was in my final years, no, final year I got that funda really clear because I myself started working on it when I started working on project. But when I was in third year or when I was in second year, so that oops, yeah, I was irritated because of these OOPS concepts because they are really confusing and nobody taught me in the way which I wanted or which I could understand that time, right? So yeah, so yeah, I can feel the pain. I have gone through your age. I have gone through. So 2 3 years ago, I guess 5 years ago, I was at the same place where you are right now. I can feel your pain, right? That's why I have something for you over here. And so if you see this particular thing, what you're seeing in the picture, okay, light, see, you're thinking, you're just observing that image, what all things are there, what all objects are there. Wall, brake pedals, okay, brake pedals, okay. Okay, so if you want to put the object oriented concept, road, wall, bicycle, sand, wheel, okay. So the road, wall, bicycle. So I could have cropped, but I didn't get that time again. Wheel, okay. Will I call? Okay. Okay. So the object oriented concept is really very simple. Okay. So whenever you want to build something, whenever you want to build a program or a software, you don't need to build it directly. You need to think first. You need to make an blueprint of that. Okay. So object is an blueprint, or class is a blueprint or something like that. So whatever, we'll focus on that class, what is class and what is object later on. But right now, so before in OOPS, what we do is we think first. We think about the design. We make a blueprint on our imagination or on a paper, right? So whenever there is a development plan of any city or any area, so what the guy who is going to develop, he has to make a blueprint of that whole development, right? He need to tell somebody that this is how we are going to implement, like this is the structure, these are the things we are going to add, these are these will be all the infrastructure, this is how it will look, and it will give all the blueprint, right? So you can say creating a prototype in your mind, or creating a prototype before implementing that thing, right? So this is what we need to do in object oriented programming. Before implementing anything, you need to think about that. What will be the characteristics of that particular thing? Okay. When I look into the picture, I saw a bicycle. So forget about the rest of the thing that you mentioned. So I saw a bicycle, which is my class, and which can be a class. So I'll talk about the class later on. But when I see this bicycle, so first thing which you should think about is what are different things are required to build this bicycle. Okay. Now tell me. Now again, question is for you. What are things that you will require to build a bicycle? Yes. Go ahead. Wheel. Okay. Two wheels. Actually, one for front, one for back side. Color is the last part. Handle, brakes. Okay. Color, if you do not color it, still it will work. So main aim is to I don't want to walk. I just want to go from Pune to, no, I can't go from Pune to other cities. I want to go from, I live in Varze. So from Varze to, I'll not go to Swargate, I'll go till Kothur. Okay. So from Varze to Kothur, if I want to travel, so I wanted to build a bicycle for me, which will help me to travel over there. Okay. So what I'll need to do is, I need to have brakes, I need to have handle, then I need to have iron. Okay. The basic fundamental is iron. So we need that pipes and all. We need seat, we need chain, we need a design of the cycle. Yes, how it will look like. Whether I need to add that middle, the men's bicycle is different and female bicycle looks different, somewhat like that. So that need to be decided while designing the cycle. Okay, so all those things came into your mind, right? So whenever you need to build something, right now, don't limit yourself to building a code, right? Don't limit yourself to building a small thing. Think from a wider angle. Think like you need to build a software for a big company. Okay, so suppose the hospitals are struggling to get into the patients, they are not able to understand, or they are not able to segregate between corona patient and other patient and all those things. So think about some broader scenario where you will need to implement this object oriented programming. Okay, right now we are not going to go into that broader scenario. I have something, but I can give you, it will be really overhead for you guys right now, because you do not know what is inheritance, you do not know what is polymorphism, you do not know what is overloading, function overloading, and all those things. So today we'll only limit ourselves to class and object. That's it. Okay. So when I see this thing, I saw for designing bicycle. Okay, this is bus bicycle. So this might have designed by company name A. Okay. So company name A might have thought about, I'll make wheels. of this size, this design. So if you watch the tire, so it has some specific design, right? So they might have, so this is the bicycle, we need tire, then for tire what all things we need to add. Okay, so we need to have brakes, then we need to have chain. So if you see this chain, this bicycle is a gear bicycle, so it will have some gears as well. It will have pedal, it will have seat. Then if you want to add seat into this bicycle, that seat will be of different type, different shape, color. And then if you saw on front tire, front wheel, there are shock observers as well. Okay, so it has a lot of things that you need to have. So the manufacturer of this bicycle might have thought about those things earlier, and then he might have taken this design that it should look like this, and then he has added all the things one by one, right? Now suppose, so we have Pallavi over here. Okay, so Pallavi wants to design, so he imagine. Okay, so it's all in imagination. So I love to imagine, and I love to make feel things in your mind. Okay, so your mind is really powerful. Okay, you can play, you can do a lot of things with that. There is no limitations to your mind, you can do anything. Okay, so imagine that we have Pallavi, who is the owner of a company who is designing or who is manufacturing such bicycles, and Pallavi got some other design which is not like this. And if she wants to design, will that, no, sorry Nandani, I haven't prepared, so I was really busy nowadays. So I just got a call from Australia, so just a few hours before, and we were in a plan to have IoT sessions globally. Okay, so it will be in India, Australia, and America. So they are planning something. So I was working on that as well. So I didn't get time. So I was about to cancel this session as well, but I thought we skipped Saturday, Sunday. So if I skip Monday as well, we'll not be able to. That's why you can see the PPTs are not updated and all. Today, Nandini, fine, that's all. So I couldn't manage my time. That's a big problem. I don't have time to do a lot of things. Okay, fine. So if Pallavi wants to design a bicycle, so she will have a different concept. She will add, suppose this bike have only shock absorbers on the front end side. So Pallavi will add shock absorber on back wheel as well, right? So it is having gear. Suppose it will have 5 gears. Pallavi want to expand or want to have good bicycle, so she will add one more gear to for the smooth movement. Okay, so again she will add quite new features which will suit her thought process, right? But ultimately the main job of the bicycle will be to help a person to travel from one place to other, right? So that's an ultimate goal. It depends on the manufacturer, it depends on the product owner who will decide what all features that he need to add or what all features that he don't, right? So if you saw a cycle which is old age, so they do not have gears, they do not have shock absorber, they do not have such nice all the brakes and all the smoothness and all and the glossiness which we are seeing right now. So it depend on the manufacturer, right? So now whenever you are going to do a code, it will depends on you, what you think, what all feature that you want to build, right? So we are going to do the example of this person. Okay, so but before that I have one more picture to show you. So this, where are you? Yeah, so we have something for you which is called as car, and who would like to have such nice car? Yes, who would like to have? Yeah, everybody likes to have, right? So but now look at the car and just tell me what all things that you notice on a first place. What all things, or basically let's shrink it and let's make it simple. What all things that you will require if you decided to build your own car? So I don't want you to go and buy that right now. I want you to think about how you can build that car. What all things that you require? So these are the attributes, these are the features, these are the things, or you can say these are the characteristics of the car. Yes, so first of all you will need design, will need a body. Yes, what else? Or suppose class is in a garage where a lot of cars will get manufactured. Okay, suppose who designed a lot of cars in India? Who is the best car manufacturing company in India? After making car class, you will be able to cars buy much and much more. Yes, yes, Tata. Okay, so yeah, Tata Motors. So how many cars? So just name 2 3 cars from Tata Motors. 2 3 cars who are Nexon. Okay, what else? Only Nexon. Winger, Zest. Okay, what else? Indica Hexa. Okay, suppose yes, bus. That's it. Okay, now suppose I want to build a car. Okay, I want to build a car in Tata's manufacturing plant, and I have my own model. Okay, so I have my own model and I have my own design, but there will be some assembly line or that industry itself, that manufacturing place will itself some sufficient to build that product, right? So if I wanted to build a next car, suppose, so I can pass a different parameters. I can so there will be their process already defined. Like so, there will be doors to the car. There will be glasses. There will be cylinders, exhaust cylinders. Then there will be engine. Then there will be AC. Then there will be seats and all those things. So all those things are predefined, right? Okay, and their name is also predefined. Okay. So when you want to manufacture a car, you just need to tell the manufacturer that these are the set of parameters that I wanted to add into this car, and will give those characteristics. And once it is inside that manufacturing plant, it will get modified and it will come out as a product, right? So you don't need to worry about what is happening inside, right? So it's all about, so all the thinking part and all the process part, designing part will be taken care by the class itself, the manufacturing plant itself, right? So you don't need to worry about that. Okay, so likewise in classes, if you go and if you see, the classes are, or should we first move towards objects? Yeah, so objects are nothing but well-defined characteristics. Okay, so suppose if you want to build a car, right? So car will have 3 different type of functions. So 3 different systems or 3 different vendors, like Vidita just said. So they will call a vendor and they will say, give me chassis. They will call another vendor and they will ask, give me the doors. They will call another vendor and they will call them, give me an engine, right? So this is how the car will get manufactured. Okay, so but the call has to be done by the manager of the car manufacturing company, right? So in this case, objects are, or objects will give them the requirement. The manufacturer, the manager will give them the requirement that we want parts, but we want in these shapes. Okay, we want the color like this. We want cars, so we want engine, but the speed of engine should be of this much horsepower, right? So 1000 horsepower to 2000 horsepower, that I will decide because I'm giving you the order, right? So I'll pass some parameters which on the basis of that particular manufacturing guy will build the thing, right? So similarly, like you can imagine that manager is an object who has that well-defined characteristic. Okay, so that manager knows what kind of car he wants, or the manufacturer called him to design, and these characteristics make an object of class of object, and it easily differentiate from others. Okay, so with this, suppose today the manager told to manufacture the hexa, and tomorrow the requirement changed. Tomorrow there is new model, like what else we had, so some other car needs to manufacture, so requirements will change, right? So same manager, right, same object will tell the same vendor, okay, same other small company to uh, build different door, okay, with different specification, with different color, with different look, right? But you know the class was same. Okay, the guy the class is to create car, then the vendor to whom the manager is going to call is the same. Again, that guy is going to give you your door that you want, and the manager who is also same, but this time we are creating a different car, right? So suppose previously we were manufacturing Nexon, so this time with different objects or with different characteristic, we are going to create different version. Suppose this time we are going to create Vista, okay? So it depends on the different characteristics that we are going to pass to this particular class, okay? So let's go and see how to do that, okay? But before that, let me just give you a small thing which will help us to understand how to write, okay? So there will be a lot of people who are really new to this object oriented concepts, okay? So for just you, there is a syntax difference in Python which will help you to understand how to write code in Python, okay? So I'm just, can you explain this in single line? Yes, we'll do it in, yeah. So if you see, this is the person who is, so this is the class. Right now, don't think about the person over here, okay? Think about, so this is the car that we want to manufacture. This is the function, or this is the vendor. So this function is, suppose this is the vendor, and our P is our manager, okay? So P is going to call this car, wants to create car, but this time he will give a different name, he will give a different speed to this engine, and a different person will get printed over here, okay? So this is so just for right now, just imagine that inside a class is declared like this, class, then class name with colons, and then next of the things, whatever you want will be inside this bracket, okay? Now, and whenever you want to call the class, so you need to create an object of the class, okay? So class object will be like this, okay? So class, so P1 person, and from to this person we are going to pass two parameters, okay? So these two parameters will be passed over here. So it should be, what is self? I'll explain you. Self is, you can take any name, but it should be the first parameter of the function. So there is a default function which is called as constructor. So in Python it is called as init. So whenever you call constructor of the same class, so init function will get called by default. Actually, there should not be character over here. There should be init. Is it like a keyword in Java? Yes, it is one of the keywords self, but so mostly it is used for indicating that whatever object or whatever data which is coming in, it is of class itself, okay? So it is from class itself, and if you call a name, right? So I'll explain you when we'll go into programming, right? Yeah, we'll go in a hands-on part, then you will be able to understand this thing, okay? So let me just quickly share my screen of PyCharm, and which will help you to understand what is this class, right? Okay, so just let me quickly share you the, yeah. So are you able to see my screen? Yeah, perfect. So as I told you, the syntax of class is class. See, it is case sensitive. In a slide it was capital C, but it is not. Suppose my class is car, and so this is my class. Inside my class, there should be an initial function, right? So def underscore underscore init. See, it was there, init. And this function, okay, so this function can have multiple parameters which I'm going to pass over here. So there will be name to this class. I'll keep the name itself only. And then if you want to do anything, okay, so if you want to do anything over here, it will help you to whatever you want to perform, it will get printed over there, okay? So in this, yeah, so in this, so if you want to do like this, so if you want to assign some names which are if you want to call this, so I'll just right now will add a print statement only, print, okay, my car is, and then plus name. Okay, so this is the print statement. Whenever I'm going to call this car class, this should get printed. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to create an object. So this is all about the class. So class is nothing but an thing, and this is the function which will get called by default when you will call class constructor. So you can relate this int as a constructor, and this, so the name which I'm getting is by default this parameter. I'll explain you about self. If you do not add self, then also it is okay. So it will directly a normal function, but since it's class default function, you want to specify the name. Okay, so I'll tell you about that. So let's not mess up with this self right now. Oh no, it will not work because it will not treat the first parameter of the default function from the class should be self. Okay, or you can change it anything. We'll do it, we'll show you about that. Suppose I want to create object called as C, and I'm going to call this car. Okay, as I told you, car is having two parameters by default. So if I call car right now only, so it will get called, it will do its stuff, but since I haven't passed any parameter, it will not print anything, or it will give me an error, right? One missing parameter, right? So I gave over here name, but I'm not passing it. So hexa, right? So hexa is my car. I'm just running this code, and yeah, my car is hexa. I forgot to give space. Okay, okay, so this is my object. Okay, so which I want to so see, again go into the analogy which I just shown you. C is your manager. Okay, so car is a company or the manufacturing plant where your car will get manufactured. Okay, so whenever you want to manufacture another function, sorry, another car, so what you'll do, you will again call you will again create another function, or you will give that create another object, and you will give him another name. Okay, suppose second car was, sorry, I need to check, I forgot all the names which you put over here. Okay, we'll take Nexon this time. So X is my favorite. Nexon. X is from my 10x. Okay, so if I'm calling this object, so this object is calling the car function, it is going inside and doing the same stuff for me. But one more interesting thing about the classes, so you can create different objects. Okay, so I just call this by doing this, but if I want to, suppose I want to manufacture, I want to give order to manufacture. So this is, so name will be decided by my company. So my manufacturing plant, so suppose it's Tata will decide what will be the name, but the design, they will have their design, what are things they will require. But suppose door I want, right? So I'll create a door function for him, def door. Okay, so I'll keep it blank right now. Then I'll create, where are you? Def. What else we require? We'll require wheels. Okay, so let me just quickly show you the example for it only. Okay, I need to add our self. Okay, so here what I wanted to do is, I wanted to give him some parameters. I don't need to. Okay, so what I'll do, door will manufacture my door will return me a color, right? Or whatever color I'm going to pass. So this will return me a door with that color, right? Return string with color, or I'll pass a color, and so imagine it will give me a color of that car. Okay, self dot name will be there. Okay, forget about this. So I'm just going to pass the parameter which I wanted, and I'm going to give him the name. Okay, so return dot something or self dot something. Okay, so it will return my, okay, C should be small. Okay, so then I have my another will, they will return me the shape and size, right? Sorry, shape, comma, size. Here I'm going to print directly. So shape, um, wills are this, comma, and their size is this. And let's add double quotes. I missed it. By mistakenly I added three wheels over here, and then there will be a formatting, format, shape, comma, size. Okay, it will not be a self color, it will be only color. I'll explain you the meaning of self, what it is required, why it is required. Okay, so now since I have my object C, so let's forget about this hexa right now. I'll just comment it. So we'll first manufacture one car, then we'll manufacture other. Okay, so I have my C dot. When I put O dot C, my C is an object which is allowing me to manufacture a car which I'm giving, right? So if in order to manufacture a car, I need to have doors, I need to have wheels right now. Okay, think from that perspective. These are nothing but the attributes, sorry, these are nothing but the functions or the parameters which will require. But in order to build a door or in order to build a vehicles, we need to pass some parameters, we need to pass some attributes to this particular class. Okay, so that we can do by doing this. Okay, so whenever you want to access anything from this class, so this car is a class, and inside that whatever I'm going to write, so this will be closed, it will be inside this class. But if I do like this, if I initialize the object with C is object of car, then if I do C dot, then I can access anything and everything which is inside this car function. So what we have door and we have wheels. Okay, and then we have init function. Init function nobody calls. Init function is a function which get called by default. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to manufacture a door. Okay, so first door's color will be, so I want to manufacture a red car which we just saw. So this car will get manufactured. So the car will this door will be designed for me by another vendor. Suppose a small company called XYZ will do this stuff for me, but I need to tell him, this function itself will do the work of telling that small company that, hey, we have a requirement to build a door which is of red color. Okay, so this once I call this will go there and it will manufacture the car of that color. I'm not sure whether I'll just print it again over here as well. Design a door with color, and here we go. Format, color. Yes, who is there in the chat box? I mean, init is called itself while defining the object. If there is no call, if there is no init, we'll call where car is the class. So in order to call, in order to initialize, you might have seen in other programming languages, we used to call a constructor of a class. This will initiate or instantiation of the class that will help us out. So in order to create an object, so if you remember, generally how we do is, so car C is equal to new car, right? So this is the way. So new keyword will not be here since uh, it is not a Java program. Okay, so this will help us to create a car object. So this is the one way. So if you don't call constructor, it will get called implicitly. Yes, it will get called implicitly. Yes, exactly, you're right. But in order to instantiate, or if you don't want to, you can do it like directly like this. So C is equal to car. It will also work if you don't have anything. But again, uh, I wanted to print my name. That's why I'm just initiating this thing. If I remove everything from here, this will be my object, and I can play with that as well. So the way Abhinandan and Nandini asked, so you, if you don't want to do like this, you can, anyways, you can skip this step and you can directly call car like this. Okay, this will also work. Okay, so yeah, okay, but since I haven't called car function with a parameter, okay, I removed it from there, no issue. So this will also work. So this is just object creation. Okay, if you want to create an object which will help me to access all the functions or the variables which are inside this class, so for that you need to create an object. So this is object, this is a normal constructor calling. So this is the implicit call which will get called. But if I have some things or the operations, because I'm manufacturing a car, right? So before calling car, I need to decide the name. So that's why I was doing that step of naming it. Okay, so now since we removed it, so let's go and keep it blank. Imagine that we are giving the name directly. Okay, right? Is that okay? You can use of init is doing work while assigning it to make object. Use of init is for doing work while assigning it to make object. Yes, exactly. So you can do by both ways. So suppose, so let's move forward. So if you want to call anything, so if you remember the time when we learned object import and all, when you were importing the file from another thing, right? Another Python library. Yeah, so that time we did something like this. We, what we are doing, import another file name dot this, and then we were calling, creating the object of that another file, and then we were accessing the functions which were written which were written inside that object or that package, right? So that's what we are doing over here. So this is the car class, so this ends over here. So this itself is a car class. Suppose this is hidden, we don't know what is inside it. But if you create an object of that car, so this is how we create object. And if you want to access anything, any function or any characteristics inside that class, it may be a variable, it may be a function, it can be anything. So you can do like this. So this is the way to access the functions inside the class. The object name dot the class name. Okay, and then again you need to give them all the parameters. Okay, so this line will help me to define, or this will, suppose if you are manufacturing, it will give me a manufactured project directly. Okay, now I'm going to do the next thing. I want to manufacture wheels. Okay, so wheels are expecting two parameters from me. So shape of wheels, I took a shape. Okay, it will be circular always, so there will be no change. Okay, I wanted to ask some design on that actually. Okay, then size will be of I don't know what will be the radius, so I'm just giving a 5 as a number. So it was int, so it will give me, it will help me to print that particular uh, car. Okay, so let's go and run this thing. So yeah, so we design, we are asking the so by calling this, so we ask, so suppose this is my hexa. Okay, so since I did it, so this is my hexa, which is of red color, which is having circular tire, and is of small size. It is of 5 meter radius, not meter. Consider it as meter right now. Forget about the all assumption. So this car class helped me to manufacture my one car. Okay. Now I don't want to do that. I want to manufacture another class, another car. Okay. Suppose, see, we have Nexon over here. So I want to manufacture Nexon. So I'm again going to call the same class, same manufacturing plant. Okay. So C dot doors. Okay, so I want door, some, this time I don't want door of red color. Okay, or the all the things. So I want it in black color. Okay, so I just can pass the different parameter. And again, I don't want wheels small. This time my next one will have, it will be an SUV which will have more, the wheels are, wheels will have more radius. So this time I'm going to pass different parameters. Okay, so I can change the circular, because wheels are circular, everybody knows. We could have changed the design on that car or the company from which you want. I'll change it to company. So suppose the car tires are manufactured by MRF, then the size of this will be 7 this time. Okay, so this is an SUV. Okay, I forgot the comma. So this will help me to create another car with the same, see, with the same, let me just print over here to separate it out. Correct? In double quotes, I just wanted hyphen. Okay. Okay, so I have my first car. Now, since I haven't printed my car's name, so you will not be able to identify. So see, I have used the same thing. I have used the same car class and I have manufactured two classes. Sorry, I have manufactured two different cars. Getting my point? So this is what the class is all about. So you just need to pass different attributes. So our object will help us to pass different attributes, and that attributes will help us to create different objects. So if, now go back to the example where we were discussing about bicycle as well, right? So if you want to bicycle, if you want to design a bicycle, you just need to create a class where, see, right now, forget about the calling and all. So right now we'll here inside a class, we will decide what all parameters will be required, right? So it will require something, forget about the door right now, it will require wheels, then it will require brakes. So for manufacturing each and everything, we will create a function, okay? So we'll require brake, then we'll require gears, then we'll require main chassis and everything. So for each and everything, we can create different function, and that different function will help us to call that function, create that system. Now let's go back and let's take the example from programming perspective. Okay. Okay. So for that, let me create a new file. I guess we are going ahead of time. Okay. So here I'm going to just quickly show you the Calcis example. Okay. So in order to create a Calci, so I'll have a class as Calci. Okay, so likewise Java, in Java there was mandatory that class name and the file name should be same, but it is not here in Python, so you can do anything, any random thing that you want. See, in Calci, I'll have my function, right? Function def add a comma b. So this will return me the addition. Now I'll tell you the use of return, okay? B array. Def subtraction a comma a comma b. This will again return me subtraction a minus b. What is there in the chat? Now got it. Okay, perfect, Abhinandan. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do, right? You know what I'm going to do. What we did last time, we created different functions. We were directly calling them, but instead of doing a lot of stuff, so what I'll do, I'll take an input from user, okay, and I'll ask, what do you want to do? Or we can call this function later on. So right now I'm not going to take the input. Right now I'm directly going to print. Or first I need to create an object, right? Okay, let me write a print over here. So I need to create an object of class. So this is Calci, again it comes C, right? So my Calci object is here. So my Calci is initiated. So C dot add. So I'm going to pass him two parameters, suppose 10 comma 15. And again I'm going to print it over here, C dot subtraction 60 minus, I'm on a mode of minus 30. Okay, so with this, so this will, again, you're getting my point. So what we are doing is we are creating the same thing what we learned in our last few sessions. So what we did, we added, so what it is suggesting, add any. Okay, you can add the parameters as well. Okay, so that is about the last thing which we learned. Okay, let's run the call. And here we go. We got our addition. So C dot add did my stuff, C dot subtraction did my stuff. Now if I want to change the value, I'll take input directly from the user, and this will be my A, this will be my B, this will be my A, and this will be my B. Right now, if you see these fields, these are, since I have initialized A and B. Oh, okay, so see, I haven't initialized anything over here. It is asking me to initialize first. A is equal to input, enter first number. Okay, so this will help me to take my first input, and this will help me to take my second input. This is my B, and will ask him to what operation you need to do. Okay, so you calci make it an integer. Fine, fine. I'm going to, okay, it will not need to typecast, right? Otherwise it will take a text, and text can't be added. Text can be added, text can't be subtracted. It will print the same value by concatenation. Okay, thanks, Suraj. So I'm doing this. I'm running the function. See, this time I'm going to add and subtract the same number from I'm going to add this both numbers. I'm going to subtract the same numbers, right? 40 is my first number. It is going to ask me second, and then 25 will be my second number. And see, I got my addition as 65. And I got my subtraction as 15. So what we just did is, so we did the same calculated program, but in different way by using this class object-oriented concept. Where, so what object-oriented gives you? Okay, so object-oriented programming gives you the flexibility to define and decide everything in advance. Okay, so you don't need to call everything at the first stage. Okay, so you can do a lot of cool stuff with this, but for that you need to understand what is object overloading, what is object overriding. See, inside this class I have added my add function, right? So I can create my another add function over here outside, and how or which function should get called when I see, if I can create a same function over here. Okay, add, but it will not affect because this is another function which in the same class you can't create actually function with same name, but this add function will get called like this, c dot add, but this add can get called by directly calling like this. We learned, right? So this add will call, so it is confused here. No, yeah, now it is, now it will not confuse. Okay, see, so this add will call my this particular function, which is very normal function. It doesn't have any fixed funda what you need to do. But with the class, I got to know this class is going to have some set of features. Suppose if it is car, it will call, it will help us to get all the function related to car. And if it is calci, it will help us to identify what all function need to have in calci, and it will help us to do all the stuff which is required. Okay, so yes, we have a question into the chat box. What is that? Do these functions also come inside the class local scope? Yes, it is. It, so as you know, so you are much aware about local and global, right? So you know it better than anybody else. So if you write anything over here outside this class, it will be a global thing. But whenever you add something after this colon, it means they are only related to this or they are only inside this class whose name is calci. You can access them, but then you need to create an object. So this is how we create object. So this object will help us to call or use anything which you write inside this thing. Suppose if I declare a variable called as suppose I declare something, my let me give me name to my calci, right? So it will be name, right? Name will be, my calci's name is Alexa. Alexa will not be calci's name, but I just gave it for example. Okay, suppose I wanted to access this name over here, and I wanted to print that Alexa gave you this, right? Likewise, okay. So this will be my output. Output is equal to this. And what I wanted to do is, I wanted to print first calci gave me this or Alexa gave me this. So I just show you how to call the functions. Okay, So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to call a variable which is there, or suppose if you define something by default, let's suppose the value of something is fixed, you don't want to change the while programming going on. So suppose if I call this name, so just to clarify Suraj's doubt, so if I put name over here, it will show me an error because my program doesn't know where this name is. So since it is inside this function, my this name will not be accessible to my normal code. Okay, but then how to use that? Yes, anybody? How to use that? If I want to use the name, if I wanted to print Alexa number and the, sorry, don't enter number, but we can make it real calculator using this PyCharm. Yes, we can. Can we make? Yes, sure. Not to enter numbers, but to touch or click. No, no, no. You can't. For that, you need a web application to touch and all those things. Yeah, using PyCharm, you can make. There are a lot of things. So if you go and create projects for, you can create project on Django. You can create full C.name. Yes, Vidita, you're right. So in order to call, see, you're thinking, that's why you're telling me. So this thing, whatever you are saying over here, will not forget it ever. So if I do like this, C.name. So what I wanted actually is, so I'm going to print this Alexa gave me the gave me the gave me this result. Okay, so again this will be my result, and here I'm going to format it, and inside this format I'm going to call the names or the variables which were there, which are coming from the function or class. Okay, so see, since my name of my calculator is already defined, so its name is Alexa, it is going to do all this stuff. And if I run this code, have I added anything else? Okay, no, I need to remove this thing. No need to go with that. And let me comment this stuff as well. Okay, I'm running the calci and I need to enter numbers, suppose 67, then 56, then yeah, game. Okay, give me this output. I wanted to type give me this output, but let it be. Is that clear? Is that clear? So I'm getting, I can do a lot of things inside a function, and but those variables, those functions, those attributes and everything will be accessible only through its objects, only through this. Until unless you do not create an object, the class is of no use. So it is just an like you can say, it is just a declaration, it is of no use. Okay, so you need to, in order to use anything from this class, you need to create an object, and using, so this is the syntax to call c dot object. So suppose if I type c over here and if I put dot, see I have this subtraction function available, name variable available, then addition function available, right? So those all things I can use. So again, dot hyphen dot is also available, but I'm not sure what it is. Okay, so all these things you can access through this class. So this is what we are going to do in our next few sessions. So we are going to use it for doing the next programming, which will help us to understand all the concepts from programming, object-oriented concepts. So uh, which will be inheritance, and then all the things which are mentioned in the syllabus or the content. Okay. Okay. Now somebody in between was asking about what are those self functions, right? Yeah. So what is in the question box? C is an object. What is the object in this program? Didn't get. Sorry, Suraj, you are not focused. It means. Okay. Is that clear? Is that clear? Anybody is having any doubt except that self? No, right? Okay. Perfect. So now we saw something called as self over here, right? So let just me quickly give a focus over here. So self is nothing but a variable which will help us to tell that this particular a dot self is from our own function, or So it is from our own object. So generally what people do is like, so self dot a is equal to, so we don't want to touch the object that we are receiving from the object. Okay, so object is giving us a value in a, but inside this function, if I wanted to do something or some operation on that a, so right now the a is the integer, but it will not be the case every time. Okay, it can be list, it can be anything. But suppose if I wanted to play with list, if I want to modify the list, and I don't want to I want to do it separately, I don't want to affect this particular variable or the value which is coming from the object. So object is calling over here, right? So object is calling, but I don't want to affect it. Okay, so for that I can do it like this, self dot a. Okay, so which will tell that the self dot a is the variable which is which is of this add function itself. Okay, so most of the times you will see in the next code as well, we will be doing like this. Will not do it, it is quite confusing, it will make you more confused to understand. And then they add it over here, self dot a plus self dot b, or they can multiply the self dot a and then a's value can be changed. Okay, likewise they can do anything. Okay, so it is not going to affect, but they are just there to identify if, so let me just run this code. Yeah, okay, I'm asking numbers and 57. Yeah, so it gave me the same thing, it gave me the output, it did the same thing, but what, it is just a kind of precaution that we need to take. So there is in classes, in every function, there will be a first parameter which will be a self, or you can change it anything. Let's see a b c d. Okay, so the color you can see is changed. So it is not necessary typed as x, so you can type it, you can give it anything, but it will be a first parameter of the class or of the function inside this class. Okay, so if you go and run this, what it is showing, okay, let it be whatever it may be. So what I wanted to just show you is the number, and 67, then 23. Yeah, it gave me the result of 90. It did the same thing, I just changed the name. Okay, so for understanding, people type it as self, because it will help you to identify this particular a, self dot a is a one kind of another variable with whom you can play inside this new function, inside this add function. If you want to play with any of the variable, you just take it inside self dot a. Self dot a is, yeah, so it is just to help you out with all the things that you needed. Okay, so you do not need to name it as like I told you, it is used to access variable that belongs to the class, means whatever of so that a is belongs to class. So that's why we can ask, you can use that whatever, you can use that variable over there. Okay, so now, but let's move towards the next thing. Suppose I create an object. Okay, so so people who are aware about object oriented programming language, they know, so object will not get destroyed automatically. Okay, so object will not get deleted. If you want to delete, how you can do it in Python or in any other language? Yeah, how to delete or remove the object. So I initialize it, it has all the access, my stuff is done, my work which I am supposed to do with this object is done. Now I wanted to create a new object. Okay, I wanted to create a new object, suppose c1, or suppose new object with the same name, and I wanted to use that. Okay, with I wanted to do some operations with that. C is equal to uh, calc. How to do that? How can you delete? Java, it's garbage collection. Yeah, it handles automatically. But if you see, since I created it already, no, I can create it, but it will be again the same object. I just wanted to delete this one and I wanted to create new one. What is different? Why there is a need of self? Self, once again, everything is same as was there. So see, self is to tell the function that object or the variable that you are accessing is inside of this particular function. So self is basically, as I told you, if you want to play, see, suppose let me just give you an example where you wanted to or you wanted to add suppose. Okay, right now I'm not getting an example. I'll give you more example on this self in tomorrow's session. But right now, focus on this thing, object deletion. So that is the main concept which is left. So in objects, whatever you created, you can delete that object by using this del keyword. Okay, so del will help us to delete the object. So in tomorrow's class, whenever we'll be dealing with uh, object overloading or function overloading, everything, or polymorphism. So that time we might need this thing, how to delete that object to change the local variables. Yes, Vidita, it's right to change the local variable, we use it, but he wants, so if I gave an example from, which will, examples will suffice Abhinandan's question. So he will be more clear with examples. That's what I see. That's why I told him we'll talk about the self more in next session. Okay. So with this C, I'll be able to delete that. Okay. So if I call C dot add over here, it will give me an error because it is already deleted. Let me just show you. Yeah, it gave me error that C is not defined because we deleted C over here. It is required in most of the times because this particular function, if the code right now code is executing because we are not doing something, but whenever there is, we are working inside the loop, this C, whatever object we created, we need to delete it sometimes. Okay, so that's why this delete C is plays very vital role. So you just need to have that understanding about delete C. Okay, so Abhinandan will come to you this self more about in tomorrow's session. Okay, is that anything, is that clear till now? Whatever we covered? Yes?